What's up, beautiful people? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is ND, aka the Dynamite Natural. I make natural hair and girl talk videos, so if you love this sort of content, don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications to all so that you can be notified each and every single time I post a new video. Okay, so for today's girl talk video, we're going to be talking about how to overcome self-doubt. Okay, now self-doubt is a very human response to challenges that life throws at us, but if you let it overwhelm you and just overwhelm you, if you let it take control of you, then it can stop you from reaching your goals. Like William Shakespeare said, or quotes, our doubts are traitors and makes us lose the good we often might win by fearing to attempt. Okay, I hope I put it that correctly. Okay, so when you have self-doubt, here's a few things that happen. The first one is you look outside rather than inside. When you use other people as a standard to measure yourself, when you use other people and their successes as a pedestal, to measure yourself, that's a whole problem. When you use other people as a pedestal to measure yourself, it's one of the biggest problems. You let other people dictate to you how you should live your life or how your things should be. Don't be distracted by all these other picture perfect stories that you see on social media, because don't be distracted by them, because sometimes they may not be real, they may not be true. You could just be, maybe you want a particular body type and then you see someone sharing a particular body type on social media. Sometimes it could be true. Sometimes most of these pictures are doctored. Okay, so don't let other people's pictures or stories that you see on social media be a pedestal for measuring yourself, because you're going to bring yourself down. Okay, when you compare to others, everybody's life seems more interesting than your own. So that's the first thing. That happens when you have self-doubt. The second thing that happens when you have self-doubt is that you lack courage. You know the life that you always dream of. You know your goals. You know the life that you know you want. But at some point you become afraid. You know that you always visualize it, but at some point you become afraid. Sometimes you feel like you cannot do it, and sometimes you feel like you don't deserve it. So I want you to stop that feeling right there, because that is one of the things that can stop you from reaching your goals. Okay, and you can begin to list out all the excuses that you can't do. You begin to list out all excuses, and these excuses, most of the time, they're not even valid. Okay, then there are things that if you put yourself to do it, you can eliminate all those excuses and forge ahead. And please don't let your passion slip through your fingers because you are afraid. Okay, the next one is you are your own worst critic. You are being too harsh on yourself. Now, when you set goals for yourself, you are just starting out. Okay, you cannot judge a novice with the bar of a pro. Be compassionate with yourself and let yourself learn. Okay, stop expecting yourself to know everything and be able to do everything. Okay, like I said, be compassionate with yourself and let yourself learn. The next thing is your overthinking silences the voice of your passion. When you think, you hesitate. Imagine what happens when you overthink. When you want to do something and you think, you hesitate doing what you want to do. Now imagine what happens when you overthink. When you overanalyze, you begin to doubt your ideas and doubt the plans and the steps that you've set out for yourself, if they're actually going to work or not. Overthinking deteriorates conviction, so stop overthinking and start doing what you have to do today. Now here are a few ways to overcome self-doubt. The first way to overcome self-doubt is embrace the discomfort of weirdness. When you do something for the first time, it feels weird. At times you can even feel like an imposter. Sometimes it can take more than one act to act out the script or play the part. You have to embrace the personality that you're trying to become. before others can embrace it. You have to fall in love with yourself first, fall in love with your part first, before other people can embrace it too. The next one is the next way to overcome self-doubt is ignore being ridiculed. Successful people usually have more critics than fans. In short, the more unique your art is, the more unique your art is, the more you will have people who don't like you or who criticize you. But among these crowds, there will always be people who connect with you, who genuinely like what you're doing. Yes, you're going to have criticism, you're going to have people who don't like you and stuff like that, but keep doing what you're doing, because it means that you are unique. It means that for the first time in your life that you've stood for something. In short, by the time you start seeing people hate on you, then you know that you're beginning to get where you want to. You're beginning to get where you want to be. In short, the more unique your art is, the more it means that you're becoming better, and it means that you're reaching more people. So you're going to have critics, yes, but even among all those people, among people that you're getting to know, there will be people that will genuinely connect with you and like what you do. And of course there will be critics, but they don't matter, okay? What matters is the few people that connect with you and share in your dream. Okay, the next way to overcome self-doubt is silence your inner critic. Remember, you don't have to be perfect, okay? So anytime you have self-doubt, instead of thinking about your excuses or why you think you're not good enough, think about what could happen instead if you fulfill your dreams, okay? Make way for the voice of reason, make way for your vision, make way for your dreams in your mind, okay? More than you make way for, for self-doubt. So that's a key. When you feel like you're doubting yourself, instead think about what could happen how it would be, or how good you would feel if you actually fulfill your dreams, right? There's that. So the next way to overcome self-doubt is you don't need a plan B. You can always expect your plans, your things or your steps or your goals to go as planned, but that is a very unrealistic expectation, because you know that life happens. You can keep making excuses, and you know that deep down life happens. Deep down that life happens, and you begin to have some excuses. You want a backup plan in case it fails and stuff like that. Stop it and start, okay? There will be room for you to improve as you are going. You don't always need a backup plan as you start what you want to do. Just start, okay? Or else if you do that, the commitment can be diluted. So start doing what you want to do. There will always be chance for you to course correct along the way, and this time when you course correct, it will be backed up with new knowledge and experience, okay? So the next way to overcome self-doubt is to know that progress is not linear. Don't expect to just be having progress and successes onward. At some point you'll have failures, you'll have successes. Hitting a wall is a necessary part of the process. So embrace your failures and setbacks and learn from it. So embrace your failures and successes as they come, okay? I feel you even learn more with successes than you learn more with failure than you do with successes. Okay, Thomas Edison, the guy that the man that invented the electric bulb, he had a positive attitude towards his failures. Okay, when he was asked by a reporter how he felt when he failed 1,000 times, he said, "I didn't fail. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Okay, usually he said he's famous for this quote, "I have not failed. I only found 10,000 ways that did not work." That is a positive attitude towards failure. So have a positive attitude towards your failures, okay? Have a positive attitude towards your successes, your setbacks, and your failures, and learn from it. The next way to overcome self-doubt is stop asking for validation. Seeking other people's advice and input is helpful, okay? But if you have a habit of continuously asking others for what they think before making decisions on matters that are important, you will start weakening your faith in yourself. So stop asking for validation. It doesn't matter what everyone always thinks about what you do. It's like when you want to develop a product. Yes, it's good to get feedback and use it to modify what you want to do, but at some point you have to take a stance and know that this is how you want your thing to be, and then make a decision on your own. Okay, but if you keep changing the product, by the end the finished product will just be a diluted version of yourself, right? It's not going to be unique. Okay, so take some advice, but at some point make a decision on what feels right to you. Because if you keep changing things based on everybody's opinions, like I said, the end product will not be what you wanted. It will just be a diluted version of yourself. Okay, so the next way to overcome self-doubt is don't take things personally. If someone makes a snide remark about you, there are so many reasons behind the snide remark, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's about you or what the person is saying is true. It could mean several things. One, you don't know what is going on in everyone's life. Okay, two, he or she could just be having a bad day or had an angry start at home. Okay, so don't let it bother you. Another thing is, it could just be a reflection of your self-worth. Usually your perception of other people, it's a reflection of actually who you are on the inside. Okay, so some people just make fun of others or make snide or bad remarks at other people just so they can feel good. So it doesn't necessarily mean that what they are saying is true. So what someone says about you has more to do with them than you. Okay, the next way to overcome self-doubt is avoid the comparison trap. If you compare yourself too often to other people's successes and goals, especially to the picture perfect stuff that you see on social media, your self-doubt will definitely creep in. It is a sure way to getting that self-doubt in. Okay, so you want to stop that. Instead of comparing to other people, compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself now to yourself then. Okay, compare yourself now to yourself before. Okay, compare how your work or yourself is now to how you were or how your work was when you first started. See how far you've come, see how better you've gotten, see what you've overcome. This will motivate you to keep going. Speaking of motivation is one of the ways, or getting yourself or staying motivated is one of the ways to overcome self-doubt. And I have a video right here that you should check out where I made on many ways on how to stay motivated. It's definitely going to be helpful, so go ahead. So if you're watching this video, I think that's the next video that you have to watch, so I will link it in the iCards and also in the description box, so go ahead and check it out. So yeah, those are my tips or my ways to overcome self-doubt. They're things that I practice on my own because I do have goals, I do have dreams and ambitions that I want to get, and I would be lying to you if I said that I was super confident 100% of the time. That is false. I do have my moments when self-doubt comes in, but then these tips help me to get through or to get it going. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that you found this video helpful. Give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe down below. Turn on your post notifications to all so that you can be notified each time I post a new video. And if you know anybody that this video will be helpful for, go ahead and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.